Hello and welcome to Dressmaking Amore. In this video, we're going to be sewing this super comfy and elegant pair of sweatpants. With a comfortable elastic band, as well as some beautiful pockets, these pants are going to become your new favorites. To make them yourself, get the sewing pattern at the link in the description, where you will also find all of the sewing tools that I recommend. Here are the materials needed. Around 2.5 meters or 3 yards of medium weight knit fabric, around 40 centimeters of an interfacing strip that's about 1.2 centimeters wide, 1 meter of elastic that's 4 centimeters wide, a machine needle for stretch fabric, this would be stretch, jersey, or ballpoint, matching thread, glass head pins, scissors, and our Luna sewing pattern. For my sweatpants, I'm using a blue sweater fleece. It's a super soft medium weight knit fabric with enough stretch and works beautifully for the slim fit, elegant design of these pants. This makes warm sweatpants perfect for colder weather, but I'm also going to be making another pair with this French terry fabric for a lighter version. Usually it's recommended to wash your knit fabric before using it to account for any shrinkage that might happen, but because I'm using a sweater fleece, the best way to prepare the fabric without losing that fresh look of the fluff would be to give it a good steam and a press. I go over what fabric and how much of it you need in more detail in the pattern instructions, which come along with your sewing pattern. Let's begin. On the wrong side of the front, apply fusible interfacing to the pocket opening. Place the pocket lining and the pants right sides together, matching the pocket opening edges, and pin. Since I'm using a fabric that's on the thicker side, I'm using a jersey for the pocket lining. Sew with the interfaced side on the top. Then trim the edge, leaving 4 millimeters. Turn the pocket lining to the wrong side, with the main fabric overlapping the edge of the pocket by around 2 to 3 millimeters. Pin and press, and use a clapper to cool and flatten the pocket opening. And here this is optional, but I decided to add a top stitch around 4 to 5 millimeters from the edge. And then press and cool it down with a clapper. All of your seams should be pressed and cooled in the process. Cooling down with a wooden clapper means not to move the fabric until it's cool. This allows the stitches to meld together and hold the fabric better, also getting rid of any waviness. This way you're going to achieve a professional look and a well-made garment. Place the pocket lining over the front pocket piece, using the marks as a guide for the pocket opening on the waist and the side edge, and pin. Because we overlapped the fabric of the pocket opening, now we need to adjust the edges of the pockets and make them even. So pin and sew the edge of the pocket. Now if you don't have a serger and are planning to use a sewing machine, I have the video just for you. Up in the top right corner and in the description, I've linked a video that explains how to sew a serge imitation seam or a zigzag that'll be perfect instead of a serger seam. Press and the waviness of the serged edge will disappear. Secure the pocket at the waist and the side edge. Stitch through the corners of the pocket opening 8 millimeters from the edge. And this seam will also be our guide to sew the side seam later on. Place the front and back right sides together and pin the side seam and inseams. Sew. First, press the seam as it is. Then fold the seam allowances to the back side of the leg and press. Flatten the seam with a clapper to have a professional look. And press the side seam and inseam. Turn one pant leg to the right side and place it inside the other leg. Pin the crotch seam matching all of the marks. Sew and press. Fold the waistband wrong sides together and sew the center seam of the waistband. Leave an opening between the marks. Don't forget to backstitch before and after that opening. And here's a tip, snip the corners of the seam allowance to avoid bulk at the seams. Fold it in half, wrong sides together lengthwise, and press. Make marks at the centers and the corners of the waistband. Place the waistband inside the pants, right sides together, and pin, matching the quarter marks of the waistband with the pant seams. Remember that the elastic opening on the waistband is on the wrong side of the band, placed at the center back of the pants. Sew and serge. If you're not ready to sew right away on the serger, you can first sew on a sewing machine to make sure that all of your edges match up and your seams will be even, and then take your piece to the serger. Press the waistband seams to get rid of any waviness and to flatten the seam. Insert the elastic into your waistband. Sew the ends of the elastic and distribute the gathering evenly around it. Try it on and see if you need to make any adjustments to the elastic before sewing. And then sew the elastic opening closed by hand. Stretch the waistband with the elastic and place a machine stitch 1.5 centimeters from the edge. In the same way, place the second seam another 1.5 centimeters from the first seam, or 3 centimeters from the edge. Fold the cuff right sides together and pin the short side and sew. To avoid fullness at the edge of the cuff, press the seam towards the opposite sides. Fold the cuffs in half, wrong sides together, and press. try on your sweatpants and check the length. Adjust it to your liking, taking into account the length of the cuff. Then pin the cuff inside the leg opening, matching the cuff seam with the inner seam. Sew evenly, stretching the cuff, making sure not to stretch the leg opening edge. Press the seam towards the pants. And of course, give your garment a finishing press, cooling it to give it a professional look, and we are done with our beautiful, elegant, and most importantly, super comfortable Luna sweatpants. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you're here, and I hope this inspires you to sew some beautiful pants for yourself. You'll find this sewing pattern linked in the description. Please subscribe to this channel, hit that like button down below, and happy sewing!